No, it is time for that time of day again where I mentioned that my hair is unbrushed because it's never brushed unless I'm going out. I'm about to go to sleep after this. It's 9:30. I'm a grandmother. Okay, so somehow, by, I don't know, like the grace of God or something, finally, after all this time, Horseface was picked for the story time. I have been putting this in polls forever. This is like my best story. Like, this is like the epitome of when I was like at my best attitude sass. And because of the name, I guess, put against all the other names on the polls, it didn't seem that interesting, but it's my best story. And I'm so excited that it was finally picked. Anyways, it was losing, but then, I don't know, somehow Audrey got everyone to vote as Horseface. Thanks, Audrey. And these. So, basically, a little backtrack. This was when I was in 7th grade and my sister was in 9th grade. Speaking of my sister, new setting. This is her room. She's now in college, so I have her room. Anyways, basically, what happened was, I was in, she was in 9th grade and she was in high school, so she got out a few hours earlier because at my old school, the high school got out at like 1:30 or something like that, but the middle school didn't get out till 2:15. So, and high school had to walk home. Like, there was like one bus, and the like closest bus stop to our house was like another 15-minute walk when it was a 15-minute walk from school, and it was just stupid to take the bus. And like the high school had like one or two buses. Like, it was no one took the buses. But in middle school, I did take the bus because in middle school everyone took the bus. It was literally the exact opposite of high school, where there was bus stops for literally everywhere. So basically, she would get home. She would walk with her friends home from school, and she first would walk to CVS, and sometimes she would buy herself a brownie if she had $1 on her, and like her friends would just like hang out at CVS, and then they would walk to the public library, which was down the street from my house, and they would hang out in the library. Now, a little backtrack is I've never had the key to my house. Like, not this house, not my old house. I've never had a key to a house. So, and the doors were always locked. We had a window in the back of the house that we could break into our house, but like, it was just stupid. I mean, it was a hassle. I hated going through that window, and there was always spiders near it, and like, I lost my iPod in a pile of snow in front of that window for like months, and somehow that iPod survived, but that's another story. But pretty much that window kind of freaked me out sometimes. So like sometimes sometimes I really needed to pee, so I would just break through the window and go pee and like just stay in the house. But other times it was just like I don't feel like breaking through the window, so I would just walk down the street to the library where my sister would usually be, and I would get the key from her. Or I would stay at the library with her and just like sit there and hang out with her cool high school friends. And basically, so this was one of the times where I decided to go to just stay at the library with her friends. Now, the story behind why I call this Horseface. The kid the story is about, he was wearing a horse mask. So I don't know his name. Tori could tell me Tori has told me, and I just always forget it. I just always call him Horseface in my brain. So that's why I call the story Horseface. But he was wearing a horse mask while this all went down, which makes it so much stupider. But basically, we were all sitting in the teenage section. So we were cool teenagers, even though I was 12. And basically, it was like basically just a floor with a bunch of little like bean bags and chairs and stuff, and like everyone just laid on the floor and talked, or sat in these chairs, which I'll explain later. But basically, this kid Horseface So he was like, he brought out like this, like he just took out this huge pack of gum, and he had like 5 packs of, okay, so this is one, okay, so you know, you get the one piece of gum and it comes in one of these packages, but sometimes there's the packages where these like bigger packages come in like a bag, pretty much, like it's a bag full of these packages full of like one piece of gums. I hope that makes sense. But pretty much. So he took out one of those. He took out like 5 packages of like these huge packages of like the little packages of gum. I feel like that doesn't make sense. I'm trying to make sense, but he pulled out all of this gum, and like literally it was like there had to be at least 500 pieces of gum, like singular. Like there might have been less, like there was way too much gum. So he pulls out all these packages and he starts chewing the gum, and he goes, you know, I stole it. And he tells a story about he stole it from CVS. Like he put it down his pants and in his pants leg, because CVS didn't have the signal things that tell you when someone steals something. So he just like shoved them down his pants and like ran and walked out with all the gum. So he was like, yeah, I stole all this, like blah blah blah. This is worth nothing now. Like I'm so cool. So pretty much I was like, give me a piece of gum, bro. Like, and he was like, excuse me? And I was like, give me a piece of gum. And he was like, no. And I was like, you didn't even pay for it, so it's not like I'm stealing your money. Like, you shoved it down your pants. Give me a piece of gum. And he said no. So background, he was sitting on one of the chair couch things. These chair couch things, the best way to explain it, hold on. So, pretty much the best way to explain it, the couches were literally like this. This was the floor, a little fuzzy. So the floor was like this, and the couch was literally, like, it didn't have any, like, legs on the chair. It was literally just like this, and you could, like, rock back and forth on it, and I don't know. But pretty much, he was sitting here, and I was sitting here. How do I finish? Oh, well, that's my hair now. I was standing here. Honestly, accurate description. I'm so short. But, so he was sitting down like this, facing the opposite direction, and I was like behind him, like, yo, give me gum. And then he was like, no, bro, you ain't getting no gum. And I was like, yo, bro, I just dropped my Sharpie in the trash. And I was like, yo, bro, you didn't even pay for it, just give me your gum. So then he was like, so then when he said no again, I was like, if you don't give me that gum, I'm gonna push you over in that chair. And he was like, no. And I was like, okay, so you're not gonna give me that gum? Like, I'm gonna push over your chair. And he was like, no. So basically, I pushed over his chair. So let's see a little diagram. I drew my diagram. So pretty much while this story was happening, there was a kid lying in front of him. This was his friend. I don't know his friend's name. I probably used to know it. I used to know all these kids. But, pretty much, his friend was there. And so anyways, I was like, I'm gonna tip over your chair. And he was like, you're not gonna tip over my chair. I tipped over his chair. Problem is, there was his friend sitting in front of him, and I literally tipped it over. So this is pretty much a description of what happened. His chair tipped over. He fell onto his friend, literally like that. Actually, no. That's not what happened. I'll draw a diagram of how they landed. A diagram of how he landed, the best way to explain it is this. This guy was laying on the ground. When the chair went over, his face went. So then the two boys started screaming about homo. One of them started freaking out. And then, okay, so pretty much Horseface started freaking out, and he was like screaming, and he was just like, I'm not giving you my gum. So then, The librarian, I wish I knew her name. She was like my favorite librarian there. I loved her. Oh, I feel so bad for not remembering her name. But she came over and she was like, um, I'm gonna have to ask you guys to quiet down. Like, you're being a little loud and it's kind of disruptive. Like, you're in a library. Maybe keep it down. And the kid goes, that little girl just pushed my chair over. My favorite librarian, without missing a beat, goes, well, the next time she does it, maybe be a bit quieter. I literally died. And I'm still. I loved that librarian. She was like, the next time. She knew I had so much sassafras in me. I literally can't do anything like that anymore. Like, I would never do that again, probably, because like I'm so in my little bubble now. There was never. But like honestly, that was when I was at my most sass. When I was 12, I was a problem. I have so many stories from when I was 12. There's literally so many more stories I could tell from when I was 12. Like, I'm suddenly thinking of all the story times I could do. I have to write these down. Because when I was 12 is when I was at my literally sassiest, and it's beautiful. Anywho. Okay. So, we're in a new zone now. We don't have anything to click on. So, we're gonna improvise. Click on the root beer to subscribe. And click on my sister's high school diploma to watch a video. And yeah, my arms are tired, so I'm gonna stop now. Hope you all have a great day. Stay in school, kids. Graduate, and yes, bye.